Hello, everybody. Welcome back to season finale of the season 3 F1 Mine Team, and we can see it's a three-way fight for the World Championship with Lando Norris in the lead by 6 points, and Max Verstappen in second place, and Charles Leclerc is 13 points behind. Jack Leclerc, the starting Russia, are in a battle for fourth, while UT at yellow and Albert are in a battle for eighth. And the construction standing, we have Red Bull, Ferrari, and Mercedes are in a battle for the second place. Then sixth place, all the way down to 11th, are in fight for the sixth place. And don't forget, Max Verstappen is retiring from the sport.
Welcome along, everybody. It's the fastest day of the week, qualifying Saturday, and we're here in Abu Dhabi.
Here we go. Who is going to take over the season 3 World Championship? Everything is all the way down into Abu Dhabi. Max Verstappen, can he take back his step of the World Championship, the sixth final World Championship, or Charles Leclerc, can he make it back to back and be the second time World Champion, or will Lando Norris take the biggest prize of all, the first World Champion? And this is what we're going to find out in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix at the now, jumping into 2-1 with George Russell, who's on a pretty good pace to go P1. So looks like solid run for George Russell, and we already completed to 2-1, and of course the bottom set pretty much normal. But in 2-2, we actually got two drivers that you needed to be in 2-3, and that is Sire and at the end. These two guys are needed in the 2-3, need to be in top 10 to help their team for the Construction Championship. But don't forget, as mentioned at the beginning, 3 teams are in fight for the second place. Of course, mean bare money needs to be brought in, and of course, another completing my third one in 2-3. Was a really good one. We had all the tires. Don't worry about it. We are now on the brand new tire, and we now approach to the back of Hajar. We try to get over him very quickly. He has a bit of a support with, of course, the slipstream, and now we are approaching the Piat with the man who's on the provisional pole. We got an exceptional time. Can we get you without any trouble? Last night, we might have been held up a little bit. I wish there was a Lord where there's about impeding. And Piat had impeded George Russell, and we only taken second place by 500 of a second behind Piastri, and Lando Norris is in third place with Alex Albon in fourth place. Let's see what the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix has got in store for us.
It's time then for one final race in this year's Formula One World Championship. 2010 saw 4 drivers in contention for the title coming into this race, with Sebastian Vettel prevailing to become the youngest world champion to date. Is there one last sting in the tail awaiting us today? Well, it's time to find out, here at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The drivers will be racing here at the Yas Marina circuit through 16 corners and a lap distance of around 3.28 miles. There are a few opportunities to pass with long straights and DRS zones in 2 places, so plenty of close racing, then plenty of speed and plenty of drama to be found in the laps ahead. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Oscar Piastri lines up on pole position, and starting next to them is George Russell. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Norris, Albon, Pierre Gasly and Verstappen, Leclerc, Tsunoda, Hadjar and Carlos Sainz, Colapinto, Antonelli, Ollie Behrman and Bortoletto, Doohan, Tramnitz, Jack Crawford and Liam Lawson, Maloney, Ocon, Aaron and Nico Hulkenberg rounds off the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. And alongside me today, former Formula One driver and former world champion too. See, told you I'll give you a big intro. Anthony Davidson, hello. Here we go then, Ant. Final race of the season. One more dance around the racetrack and plenty of opportunity to show out there that you've still got the quick step.
Absolutely, Crofty. Before you go into the long winter break, you want to show the rest of the world how good you are. The championship's done and dusted. This one is for your own personal pride.
We're now in the final night of the season of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Of course, we are looking and doing one to stop the slot machine. Let's just hope that nothing chaotic is going to go down in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. But that always happens actually, don't they? And we're going to find out how this one is going to go, because those three drivers are aiming for that golden prize of them all, the Marvel World Championship. And I know Lando Norris would love to get his hand onto it. I know Charles would love to get the second one, but Max Verstappen would love to have the ship one before he retired from the Formula One. We're going to find out how the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix will go as Piastri lines up to the in the pole position, and Russell missing out by 500 Verstappen by controversial situation that Piastri put himself into, and Lando in third place with Albon fourth, and Max Verstappen is behind Gasly, and Charles is behind Max Verstappen. Now let's see what they can do, and it's 5 red lights, and away we go for the stealing banana final night of the season, and it seems like Piastri got off a fantastic start. So do George Russell and Lando Norris and Albon. It's in fourth place, still had a good start, and Max Verstappen might have not had the best start, but he's still in the P5, while Gasly basically had himself a pretty good start and stayed ahead of Charles Leclerc within P7, and we got Newton to Nona in P8, and over there, the Construction Championship has of course been given to McLaren, but the second place is still up for the grab for the Red Bull, and we now got Lando Norris on the inside of George Russell. He doesn't do anything about it. We kept him behind with a good defending, and Gasly jumped over the curb, made the contact with Charles Leclerc, and Charles had got a damage. No, I don't think so. Charles Leclerc seemed to be okay, even though Gasly tried to jump over the curb quite a little bit hot onto Charles Leclerc, and Max Verstappen, of course, the gap is now 1.6 seconds, all because of Gasly fight with Charles Leclerc. But this is now a pure racing for the top 5, and who is going to take that win in Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and who is going to take the World Championship. Of course, as it stands, Lando Norris will still win. He needs to be behind Max Verstappen and be 2 places lower than Max, for Max has hate the World Championship for the final time in his career. Can he achieve it? Are we now in the lap 2? Russell still hating off for the Piastri. We do have a bit more better pace than Piastri, but the problem we do have, the McLaren are just a lot more quicker, and we got the 30 and up at Jack Torford, who has basically gone slow, and a smoke had just came out of his car. That's the 30 and up of this final day for Jack Torford. Let's hope there'll be no more of this. And we now got Newton to Nona, we're now fighting one of his good friends, Pierre Gasly, and Newton goes up into P7, while Charles Leclerc, of course, still in P6, tries to catch up to Max Verstappen, and Piastri ahead, and we got a little bit of contact by Russell, and Russell goes through. Nice move there, Russell. He's taking a very tight corner to try to get by, and for some reason, Piastri seems to back out from it. Maybe he's playing a long game there, I don't know, but we can see we are doing pretty good, but the problem is if we push too hard, we're going to get a lot of trouble with the tyre wear. But in lap the other, the first one, we now got Piastri, so do Lando Norris is on the inside, and George Russell somehow doesn't care about Lando, and just there, back ahead of the Piastri with a fantastic move that was very impressive, and he put almighty defense and then to up the Piatli, and Piatli had a bit of a wobble, but he sure didn't back down. He dropped out the outside, he doesn't stick to it, and George was gone up there. George got off the track, he lost the position to up the Piatli, then he get it back in the corner. No, he doesn't. He can break lane. But Piatli defended the line. He must have knew that was coming, and he defended it leading well. Looks like we had to wait for the next opportunity while Lando Norris is ready behind, and we need to be ahead of Piatli so we can split the car gap towards Max Verstappen, because we love to try and get ahead of Piatli for the driver championship position. But Piatli, of course, is too far ahead for us to be able to beat him by just being ahead of him, and Lando Norris has just made a move on George Russell, and that is not going to help our situation. Can Russell get back at Lando Norris or not? And it seems like that might not be the case, and we now got Charles Leclerc joining into the fight, showing real Like, and I believe Newton Sonona, and speaking of them, they are fighting now. Newton Sonona, well, they are start saying they had Charles within P9, Carlos Sainz within P10, with Torapito P11, and Tommy at the yellow is now in P12. At the yellow, needs to get up into the point. He needs to be ahead of Newton Sonona, and Charles needs to be ahead of Max Verstappen, and pretty much try and pull away and try to load the point for the construction champion in the second place, but not the third place. It's been given to McLaren, let me remind you on that one, but in lap 5, towards Chilton 2-1, be behind of McLaren. As you can see, yes, it's too quick. They are just too quick, and we've got Albon, who might be joining in at some point, and that would be very exciting. And Shai, who's the final man in P10, and we can see at the end of all down the order. Oh no! It's the smoke! It's the mechanical failure again. I'm pretty sure it's not again, but it's another mechanical failure of this final race of the season. He is out of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix at where the cost is so high for the construction position for the second place. It's now all on Charles Leclerc, and Torapito had just overtaken Carlos Sainz. That might help them out in the construction position to catch Aston Martin, but I think they are a bit too far. They need to go higher than approximately top 6, both of them, to be able to beat Aston Martin and finish 6th place, but in lap 7. Still doing okay, trying to close on, but McLaren are just so much more quicker. We're now in lap 8. The 30-yard zone. We now got Max Verstappen overtaking Alex Albon, and Charles Leclerc is also making a defensive run against Newton Sonona, but Newton Sonona gone through. Can Newton Sonona help Max Verstappen out to make sure Max doesn't worry about Charles Leclerc trying to get involved, but Charles Leclerc has gone back. So not really good defending from Newton Sonona, but in lap 10 we got Max Verstappen leaping up on the inside, but he doesn't make the move stick. And now we still got the DR zone coming up. Max Verstappen can definitely take our position at that point, so we're going to see him pull it out on the inside. Can he get there? It's going to be a very close one. Of course, the DR will be given to Max Verstappen, unfortunately, and Russell will have to do everything he can to try and defend for the podium. And I know Max Verstappen wants to try and beat Lando and try and reach for that 6th world title for Victoria, and we see the light. Oh, wait a minute! Sean was coming back you onto Max Verstappen, somehow made him work. He goes a little bit wide, but then he get back at Max Verstappen. Looks like he did. George Russell, of course, getting back to her on Max Verstappen thanks to the DR, and we do have Newton Sonona had now made a return back to her of Pierre Gasly, and of course I was distracted at that move from Russell had managed to make it work, and that taken my attention away from Newton Sonona and Gasly, and we also do have that had Jar is now coming back and try to put the fight in against Gasly, but in lap 11 we're still doing more fighting against Verstappen. We do have a tyre where they now in an amber, which means we need to start boxing very, very soon, and Max Verstappen goes back to her and we are using our back, and the slipstream tried to get back at Max Verstappen, while Charles Leclerc made a move on Alex Albon, and there's the fight going on ahead of Charles Leclerc and Russell goes through onto Max Verstappen, and Max is not happy about this one because we know he needs to try and catch Lando, and we are causing him not to be able to do the job. And with the eye that had John, oh no, he's been boxed down. Till he still managed to make it work. No, he does not. Newton Tanono goes late on the braking and managed to make it work and get himself a round of gasoline, but then Jack with even no, he does not. And had John, of course, trying everything in his power to help the Williams, but they couldn't slot in position to they know the P6 is on the book for them because both at the margin are lower down out of point. There's a bit time for the Williams, but we do have George Russell now boxed in lap 12. We're gonna going for undercut snatch. We are thinking about undercut snatch over top, but if we do not make it work by taxing McLaren doing our undercut, we can make it work by making a big time again to overtop to Max Verstappen. So that is the plan. There's the two things going on, which is gonna hope one of them will work out for us. I will now drop Charles Leclerc now making his way onto Max Verstappen. Then Max Verstappen somehow defend against Charles Leclerc. Max on the inside, Charles on the outside. It seems like Charles has got much more better at it than Max Verstappen. He goes there, but Max do have the DR. Can he get back ahead of Charles Leclerc, and will Albon get involved? That it seems like it, and Verstappen now return back ahead of Charles Leclerc. And while this they are fighting, it's a bit help for George Russell to be able to pull off a bit more shot against Max Verstappen when he does pick it. And we do have McLaren in 1-2, and I'm telling you now, it seems like Lando Norris is not actually attacking up the Piastri for whatever reason. There's been multiple times he could have done it, he just doesn't do it for whatever reason, and we now got Lando in the pit along with Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc. Now it's the moment of the truth already done with Lando Norris, now watching both of them who is going to win, and it's a slow stop for the Red Bull, and it's a slow stop for Mercedes. It's two slow stops between both drivers, and that doesn't even change a thing, but it's going to help George Russell as it now going to clear both of Red Bull and Mercedes, and we are nowhere near Lando Norris, and we are attaching off to Jack Dillon. We need to get you fast as we can and use the DR of Jack Dillon and chase down Lando Norris, and of course making a very small contact. It's not helpful that it's happened between Lando Norris, of course, rather than newer tyre. We got more warmer tyre. We have the advantage against Lando Norris, but in that 3-4 laps, we know it takes a while to warm it up, does it not? We now got Max Verstappen have made a move on track, but can Charles Leclerc follow through? No, he doesn't. Tim has held back Charles Leclerc, and that is going to favour Max Verstappen massively. And can Charles Leclerc somehow manage to get through on Tim? Looks like he might not be able to. Track he's doing everything to help Max Verstappen. Good job out there, but can Charles Leclerc just do something, just send it, but you know they say it's too high for him to make a mistake. And we got that in P13 who have put it, by the way, and we got the Piastri who've already put it, and Albon is in. Oh, and I think how Jordan, and we got Lando Norris now going to take the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. He got much more better pay than the Piastri. And here's the moment of the truth. We are now alongside the Piastri. The Piastri still managed to get ahead of George Russell, and Russell just stand on the inside. He does get it then, but can he get the good exit on the Piastri? And Piastri somehow managed to get though on George Russell, and we're going to try to get back on the Piastri. Till we get it done, we're on the outside line, we just need to get along and then start fighting our way through onto Lando Norris. I think there was a small contact there, but all seems good. There's no boat to win on the Piastri. Let's find out. Let's zoom in onto the car. Seems like it's fine, no damage. It's going to be a proper racing now, all the way to the end. But can Russell fire some pace and catch Lando? Got Max Verstappen 4th place, Albon 5th place, Leclerc of course jointly on Tim, but Tim had ended up pitting anyway, so Charles Leclerc has lost a bit of a time being behind the track, and of course taking a while directly, which means he got a bit of a big gap to try and catch up to Lando Norris, which I don't think it'll happen that easily. I don't think it will, but in lap 16 we now got Charles Leclerc making his 3rd proper pole and overtaking Alex Albon, getting dubbed up into P5. The championship still stands the same way, and not the Piatti try to sneak in, while George Russell send it deep and try to stay ahead, which he has done. But unfortunately, every time Piatti gets involved and starts causing an issue, Russell are very much likely to lose a bit of a time again to Lando Norris. But here's the fact that I'd like to tell you about Russell. Really qualifying and the practice, Russell was the fastest man in sector 2, but can we recover all of our time inside that sector 2 to catch Lando Norris, and Piatti has just overtaken Russell in lap 20. We're now on the DRS zone, and unfortunately Piatti got that DRS, and looks like one of our hard work might have come to end. It might be finishing behind up the Piatti in the Driver Championship and the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, but we do have a DRS. We can figure out George Russell either inside and he's send it. No, he does not. Looks like it's done. 3rd place is probably on the table for Russell for George, and we've got Carlos has overtaken Franco Colapito, and big news at the Martin had managed to put himself into point P10. At the Martin P10 with Hazard P9, Newton P8, Gatley P7, Albon in P6. All things that are still caught up by Gatley, and Charles Leclerc P5, Max P4, and now in lap 25, Max Verstappen at 2.6 seconds behind George Russell, and now on board with Alex Albon, who now got Newton Tanona and Gatley to start chasing after Alex Albon. I've taught Newton and Gatley been a battle for some times now, and Newton Tanona goes the outside. Can Albon even? No, he does not. It's the moment where Gatley can get ahead of Alex Albon, and of course it's a bit help for the construction, for the second play. But honestly, I don't know the map. In top of my head, I can't give you the definite answer, unfortunately. And Newton Tanona remain ahead of Alex Albon, who had a moment of trying to get you, but doesn't work. And Jack Dillon P15, Ocon P14, Colapito P13, and Bortonetto in P12 or not. We got Colapito drawn out the outside of Bortonetto. Can he get there? It seems like nope. Bortonetto defended up the Jack Franco Colapito. For a moment I was thinking Jack Dillon, but now what they're finding is that doing to help Carlos to lock in on Oliver Behrman. But the problem is that Jack is 6 seconds. That's not a ton, and Behrman is now chasing after Isaac Hadjar, and we now got Pierre Gasly, who is now going to put some pressure onto Alex Albon, and I think we can guarantee that Gasly has got the move done on Alex Albon, and I do have the feedback from Albon engineer. Albon has got a problem with his engine. He's got a bit of an issue, the power is starting lowering down, so Albon going to struggle for a bit with that power issue, but can he just hold it and put himself ahead of Attielli in his Lava standard? So don't forget, his Lava standard is routine, Albon and Attielli, and Albon's all ahead of Attielli, but can he solidify it, which is pretty much it, because of course Attielli is out, but he needs to get Newton Tanona, so it's all to work out for him to be the better driver than Newton Tanona, but it seems like that not worked out, but exactly has already overtaken Alex Albon. But now in lap 27, Max Verstappen is now with him. The DRS zone to George Russell, and we can see in our MFD the the tyre is no longer in amber anymore. Even though it has been like that for a while, it's now in orange. We have been pushing hard to try and get McLaren, and we decided to give up on that fight and focus on the fight again to Max Verstappen for one last time. And we got the live timing with Albon and Gasly. Now in the fight, Albon don't on Gasly, and Max Verstappen tried to do something, but Albon shut that door onto Max Verstappen. And we know 3-part race, Max the current famous, and now Abu Dhabi, the fight is still on for Max Verstappen, 30 George Russell, and this, of course, is the final time in their career to battle together. And it is an incredible story to watch, as we know all of the rivals they have together. It's always fun to watch. And now Max Verstappen is now marching through onto George Russell, and Russell has now got more wear on the tyre, and Russell extended deep, but he still made it through. He controlled the tyre, no contact made, and Max Verstappen slowed down too much there. That's unfortunate from Max Verstappen, and now Russell to try and make sure he can stay ahead of Max Verstappen. And of course, that podium, third place, would be nice for Max to take, for the last time in his career, but we know Russell is not going to make it easy for Max Verstappen. And now we're coming out of the final corner, final lap begun for Lando Norris. Can he hold it all together for this final lap to finally achieve his lifelong dream for World Championship? What can Lando do? He shouldn't have any problem whatsoever. And up the Piastri is of course chasing after Lando, but I don't even think Otsa is going to do anything. Even if he caught up, I don't even think he's going to do any attack. He's probably going to be like, you have it, Lando. I think that's what's going to happen. And we now got Max Verstappen for the final lap in his career in the battle against George Russell. It's going to be very, very tense in this final lap. What can Russell and Max do? Are they going to battle real hard as they're coming up to the next corner? And now Max Verstappen going through, and George Russell didn't send it, yes he does, he sent it, and he's quite deep, but he still managed to get through anyway, and he slowed up Max Verstappen. You can say they might make the contact, but Max had now lost so much time, and they are in the live time, and keep an eye on that. But we now do not talk about Lando. Oh, nearly big mistake there. That was a close big mistake for Lando Norris. But it doesn't matter. As he now are waiting to finally achieve his dream. As he now is ready to cross the line to win the Abu Dhabi. And he is now the world champion. Well done to Lando Norris. And we still got fight with Matt against George Russell. Can George Russell get the little bit from wobble there? But from Wobble, we got a massive chance for puncher, but it doesn't matter. Russell takes third, and Max Verstappen has given Russell a bit of a brush, and he's going to say goodbye to everybody in the Formula 1, and we are going to say goodbye to Max Verstappen and you for everything you've done in the past 12 years. Good luck, Max Verstappen.
And so the celebrations begin, and well earned they are indeed. It might have looked simple at times, but as any racing driver will tell you, competing at this level at the very top is anything but simple. There's no catching them now then. We have a new World Drivers' Champion. Here's the checkered flag. The fans rise to their feet. It's Lando Norris for victory.
Well, a great victory today for the final race of the season, and you take that energy with you through the end of the year, through the winter break, and it's important because your team lives off of that. You want them to deliver you the best possible car for the start of next season's campaign.
What a day it's been for Formula One, and what a day it's been for these three drivers. Time for the podium celebrations. Time for our drivers to celebrate. He holds the trophy aloft, and why shouldn't he? A richly deserved win today for Lando Norris.
Well done to Lando Norris. That victory was basically well done for Lando. He's done a fantastic job but unfortunately for Max, he does not take the 6th world title as he is now 19 points behind Lando. He is now the brand new world champion, and the motorsport 6 to the second place, and Mercedes and Ferrari are 309 points. Bloody hell, they are tied on points, but poor Mercedes is ahead due to how much race that Mercedes has won compared to Ferrari. But you have to say something. Max Verstappen has absolutely rich history in Formula 1. He is leaving the F1 for good, and it's going to be very weird for not having him around anymore. So, thank you so much, Max Verstappen, for your absolute bravery again to George Russell, and I wish you good luck in your future, Max Verstappen. So, thanks for watching. Please like and dislike my video. Do my very appreciated, and peace out.